Howdy, everyone. Matthew Pizgatti from the great state of Texas checking in, talking about EMP. I really think people are kind of sleeping on this project as a whole, which is a great time to hop in, if I were to say so myself. You can see I already have about, I don't have a lot to throw around, but I do have 800 or so in here. I threw it in here instead of drip faucet because I'm waiting for drip to drop even further than it has, hopefully down to those low like 20s again. I know that's a selfish wish, but at the end of the day, a lot of this is a solo sport minus the teams that we create within the protocols. But yeah, look at this EMP, this detonator. So I still recommend going to the home. I recommend watching the EMP Academy, but the detonator is a great starting point in this system if you wanted to hop in. I mean, just the thing I think that people are missing out on or not thinking about is especially this lottery prize right here. 25,000. It's up 25,000 a day. So I said it's just under 25,000. So let's call it 25. Now that means two of those are going to go out when this timer hits 0. So that's 50,000 that's going out. We know that that's sustainable because one of the prizes goes to the largest deposit, which today so far is 2,000 equivalent US dollars. Someone's going to snipe them close to time and so on and so forth. And so many of those come in throughout the day trying to become the largest that it really does make this more sustainable, and with the amount people are just depositing in general to the detonator to get tickets and whatnot. But think about that, the lottery odds here. The lottery odds is like, you can see I don't have a ticket today, but there's under 1,300 tickets. We've got 3 hours to go. But let's say that goes up to 2,000 tickets by the end of that countdown. So if you have one ticket, you have 1 out of a 2,000 chance. Like, there's 2,000 pieces of paper, and someone's reaching their hand in and grabbing a name out, and you could have up to 100 tickets in a single day. But let's say we're not that wealthy. We don't have that type of money bag. So if you just deposit at least around $14 equivalent, which of the LP token here, the EMP/Ethereum, if you just do at least 1440, and even less if you're compounding that much, you get a ticket. And so you get one chance every day. Every 24-hour period, this counts down, and you could have a ticket. And if it hits, you're going to have this instantly deposited. You'll be one of those have 25,000 because one goes to the highest deposit for the day, and one just goes to a random ticket. And so, yeah, you could just instantly have 25,000 in here, and then what is that, 200 a day? I mean, this is over 1%, but instant 200 a day equivalent that's coming back out, which hopefully you'll put back into the protocol for the most part to farm the actual e-shares and whatnot that are being sold. But I just think people are sleeping on that. There's not a lot of users in here yet, so to me that's pretty enticing. I don't have enough free to just like keep throwing money at it every single day. But if you did have a couple tickets you could buy every day, either because you've deposited enough and you can compound that much each day, like if you have enough that you're making, instead of my $8, you're making $15 a day, you could be compounding and getting at least one ticket per day. On top of this working like the drip faucet, where you're really getting over 1% a day, up to 365%. And it works the same way as the drip faucet, where the more you compound, the higher you increase your max payout. You see, my max payout's about 3,000, and I only have like 800 in here. And they've made it a little more sustainable with referrals as well. If I remember, even the referrals I get, those do count towards. You can't just get referrals, basically. The way they count is you still have to deposit more to catch up to make sure you have more max payout. You have to keep compounding. If you just got referrals, I think it actually claims and maxes that out kind of at some point. It counts as a claim somewhere, but you can still get higher, up to your normal 365% of your deposit. But yeah, that's just crazy. I think people are, and correct me if I'm wrong on those referrals. I think it works somehow like that. I'll have to read back through the documentation. But yeah, there's only 1,002 users in the detonator. Now there may be more in the other portions of EMP, but that's a pretty low number from where they're starting at. I think this project's going to really take off and do some good work, some good stuff here. Now, like I recommended, if you're not familiar with EMP, go to the homepage, click on the EMP Academy, watch those few videos. But the basic premise is that EMP is pegged at a certain ratio to Ethereum. We all know Ethereum, big name brand coin, right? So we all know Ethereum. 4,000 EMP is trying to equal 1 Ethereum. So whenever that's not happening, whenever they're not at the peg price, which maybe Ethereum has shot up in price that day, that'd be a reason. Or maybe something with this protocol, they've just fallen behind a little bit. People are just selling off a bunch of EMP instead of farming them for the actual sellable tokens they want you to farm to keep the protocol going. But any of those things could happen, and they could be below peg. Like right now, they're below peg. So what can you do? You can actually purchase these bonds. So you can trade in EMP for bonds, and then you hold those bonds until they're back over peg. And when you purchase with the EMP, that EMP gets burnt, which helps drive the price back up to get them closer to peg. You can see they're really close. They've really not varied very much off of peg since I've been in this system. And then, so then once they're over this 1.01 Ethereum price point, so they're over peg, you could redeem your E-bonds for EMP. And ideally, depending on what the price of the bond is, you will have made some profit. I think that price is higher the longer you wait. So the higher they get over peg and you wait to redeem your E-bonds for EMP, redeem your EMP by swapping in your bonds, then you'll make a little bit more profit there. So that's one way you can play this whole system. And then, of course, they have the farms of the EMP Ethereum that give you E-shares. And then E-shares, in turn, can be slapped into the boardroom to get even more EMP. And so you see, like, whenever you are selling off some of your E-shares, because you want to farm in this type of circle. You want to farm in the circle. You get the EMP Ethereum pair, and you get E-shares. And then you take your E-shares and you put them in the boardroom, and it's got a really high APR. It's got kind of an epoch type timer, similar to like you've seen a countdown on Seifu. But there's an epoch, and it prints a certain amount during the epochs. But it has a really high APR, and then it is creating more EMP for you. And so the whole idea of the protocol is not to sell off the EMP that's hurting them being at the peg value, but you can take profit off the E-shares, and then you skim off your profit and then put everything back into the circle. So that's really cool. They've also added this node feature recently. Nano node is only about 364 right now, and you can get up to 400% return on these. So they're a little slow to return. Might take you, what do they say, over 4 months, 5, 6, 7 months, perhaps, to get your 100% back. But you can receive up to 400% total on your node, and the rate at which it returns is actually faster the larger node that you buy. So the more EMP that you toss in for the node. And I think you get EMP back from those, to generate EMP. So that's another fun portion of the protocol. If you hop in their Discord, hop in their Telegram, I've got both linked, and I've got my referral link to the detonator in the description if you're interested in any of this. But yeah, I think people are kind of sleeping on it, and it's a really cool protocol because of that, having that driving token at the bottom, that EMP. And if you understand the whole mechanism or the whole sentiment of the protocol, the way the whole token should work, or the way the contract should work, is that we're trying to hold on to EMP or burn it when we're below peg, but we don't want to sell it. So we want to get more EMP, and we want to keep it at peg, because when we're at or above peg, you get to redeem bonds, and you get to make profit in the boardroom, and and the whole time you could be sitting here making money in the detonator off the LP token. So that's all pretty sweet to me. Pretty sweet. You can take these LP tokens out, and those LPs that you're pulling out of here, they can go straight into the farm. So that's why this is a good starting place for your EMP journey. Is you could be in the detonator. It works very similar to the faucet, but you get these cool lottery chances, and then you can take this LP straight out into the farm and then start your whole journey in the cycle, as it were. So that's pretty exciting to me. I'm going to keep throwing some at it, keep compounding. I can see my daily burst that I get every day going up. Just remember to claim or compound before that hits 0. But yeah, I don't see a lot of participation yet, and I think it's going to take off a good bit more than it is. They've got a really cool community of devs that are doing a live AMA practically every day in the Telegram or on their YouTube channel. So definitely hit them up for that. As always, guys, if you appreciate the content, I love the likes and subscribes. That helps me kind of know that you're here and you're watching. Definitely comment if you have any criticisms. You think I should just generally shut up. You might keep that to yourself. But if you have some constructive criticism, I am always glad to hear it about what we should talk about, or maybe some other protocols that I should be looking into. I don't have a huge amount of bags. Like I've said before, I'm not sitting here with 20,000 I can throw at a project. But the good thing about crypto is that it's all percentage based. So if a project's working for me, I'm getting my 1.45%, whatever it is right here. If that's working, then it'll work on a larger scale if you had more funds to throw at it. Everyone is comfortable with their amount that they are able to do. So you do your own research. This is not financial advice. I'm not telling you where to put your money. But this is a project, a protocol that I'm kind of excited about, just from being in the group chats and seeing the enthusiasm of the devs and the community as a whole. And that's really important, as long as the devs are good and everything. And that may be what helps kind of save or keep Seifu going as well. Is the devs being so transparent right now, the community seems really behind him. And that level of sentiment and people kind of cheering it on really does wonders. It really does make a difference. So, oh yeah, I'm getting about 5 cents every 15 minutes. That's nice. So check out EMP if you haven't. If you watch the Academy if you haven't, and let me know if you see something that I don't. But I think this is kind of a missed opportunity for a lot of people. Even if you weren't super sold on the project and you were just throwing in $15 every day, $30 every day, whatever it was. I mean, you'd spend a little gas fees for zapping in. If you use the zap in feature, it creates the LP token for you from a single token. That would cost you a little bit of extra gas. But yeah, even if you were only zapping in 15 a day equivalent, you'd be getting 1 ticket a day while building your position, and you'd have that chance to just rapidly get this 25,000 one day. It's not a big chance. Like I said, it's 1 in 2,000 or however many tickets end up being there. But I still think that's pretty fantastic lotto. Those are great lotto odds for me. When I have enough extra on the side, I've been throwing in just to get more tickets. That maybe it's part of the addicting gambling aspect here. That's why a lot of these are kind of like games. And that's bad if you have a problem with that, probably. But I don't know. I think it's kind of neat. So I like this project. I'm throwing money at it. If you guys have any thoughts on it, let me know. And I will see you on the next video. I hope you all stay safe out there. I know the world's going kind of crazy. Remember, while you're investing in crypto, that prices are skyrocketing on everything. You might want to turn your eye towards prepping a little bit. I may need to restart my prepping channel and start posting on that again, my survivalist channel, because remember, we may be heading that direction. Don't throw all your money at crypto, please. We need you guys to, I need you to build a forest city with me and batten down the hatches. So be smart with your investing, anything you are throwing. But again, you guys be safe out there. Have a great one. I will catch you on the next one. Bye. Thanks.